My name is Angela. I'm standing in front of my family's apartment door, the weight of what's about to happen pressing down on me. The door swings open, and my mother's face floods with relief, but I step back. We need to talk, I say, my voice firm. This moment is the culmination of a long, standing battle within my family, and I'm here to confront them. Let me take you back to the root of all this. I come from a well-to-do family in the suburbs. My father, Henry, is a successful businessman, always full of himself and quick to make decisions without considering others. My mother, Lily, is a socialite who cares more about appearances and keeping up with the Joneses than about her own daughter's feelings. And my sister, Ava, is the golden child, the one who can do no wrong in my parents' eyes. It was Ava's 22nd birthday party. The house was filled with our relatives and my parents' high society friends. Everyone was there to celebrate Ava, and the atmosphere was electric. When it was time for the gifts, my parents led Ava outside. There, parked in the driveway, was a sleek, brand new sports car. The keys dangled in the air, cameras flashed, and Ava twirled the key fob, laughing like she was on top of the world. I heard my mother say, with a proud smirk, "She's our pride and joy. She deserves the best." I waited, not for a fancy car, but just for a sign that I mattered to them, too. Then it was my turn. My father walked up to me with a small, plain box. He grinned as if he'd done something amazing and placed it in my hands. I opened it to find a set of gardening tools, a trowel, a rake, and some gloves. The room went silent. I let out a laugh that I couldn't control. It started as a soft chuckle, but quickly turned into a sharp, bitter laugh. My mother looked at me with a cold, dismissive look and said, "You should start helping in the garden. It'll keep you busy." At that moment, I realized that this wasn't a one-time thing. It was a role they'd assigned me long ago. I was the invisible daughter, the one who took care of all the behind the scenes work so that Ava could shine. I set the box down as if it was on fire, grabbed my bag, and walked out of the house, past all the guests who suddenly didn't know where to look. As I walked down the street, my hands were steady, but my chest felt like it was about to burst. I wasn't running. I was walking away, making a statement. The party sounds faded behind me, and I knew they didn't really care that I was gone. It was like I was just an inconvenience to them. I pulled out my phone and called my boyfriend, Ethan. He always knew when something was wrong, and he answered the phone right away. There was music in the background on his end, a different world. "What's going on?" he asked. I tried to speak, but couldn't at first. Then I simply said, "They gave Ava a sports car and me gardening tools in front of everyone." He went silent for a moment, then said, "Where are you?" "Keep walking towards me. Send me your location." His words gave me the strength I needed. I shared my location and kept talking as I walked, telling him about all the years of being taken for granted. How I'd done all the housework, helped Ava with her school projects, and even managed my parents' finances, all without a single word of thanks. When I reached Ethan's place, he opened the door and let me in. He didn't tell me to calm down or that family is family. He just listened as I poured out my heart. He then said, "You've been running their lives for them. If you step back, they'll feel it because they're dependent on you." Over the next few days, I started to see the effects. My mother posted a happy family message in the group chat as if I hadn't left, a clear sign of denial. Then, a bank alert popped up on my phone. Their autopay had failed. I knew I'd been the one handling all their financial matters, but this time, I decided not to intervene. Ethan told me, "You're not a bad person for letting them deal with their own problems. Parents are just people who make choices." That night, I watched a therapy video about parentification, and it felt like the therapist was reading my life story. It made me realize how much resentment I'd built up over the years. On the 7th day, my mother called. Her voice was desperate. "We need you to come home. Your father's business is in trouble, and the bills are piling up." I waited for an apology, but it never came. Instead, it was all about their needs. I took a deep breath and said, "Tell me exactly what's happening." She tried to dodge the question, but I pressed on. I found out that they'd refinanced the house to buy Ava the car. I was furious. I told her, "I'm not coming home to be your safety net. You used me for years, and now it's time for you to face the consequences." 2 days later, I got a photo of a foreclosure notice on our apartment door. Ethan asked me, "Do you want to go because you're scared for them or because you're scared of who you become if you don't?" That question hit me hard. I decided to go back, but not to fix things quietly. I dressed simply and sharply, like a prosecutor going to court. When I arrived at the apartment, I rang the bell firmly. My mother opened the door, and her relief was almost palpable, but I kept my distance. We sat down for what was supposed to be dinner, but turned into a confrontation. I asked about the refinance, and my father got defensive. He said they'd done it for the family, but I laughed and said, "Which family? You bought Ava a car with borrowed money while giving me gardening tools." My sister snapped at me, saying I was being a victim, but I told her it was years of training. My mother started pleading, saying they were under pressure, but I wasn't buying it. I said, "You assumed I'd absorb all your problems, but I'm done." My father told me to leave if I was there to attack them. I said, "Gladly, but first, let me make this clear. I'm not your safety net anymore." I slid a document on the table, an itemized list of all the things I'd done for them over the years. As I walked out of the apartment, I didn't feel victorious yet. I felt like this was an inevitable step. The question that kept haunting me was, when your family needs you most, do you choose blood or freedom? I knew I'd made the right choice, and I was ready to see where this new path would take me.